Hey everybody, today at Big Daddy's Barbecue Pit, we're doing a French dip sandwich on the big green egg. So to start off with our French dip sandwich, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start browning some onions and some mushrooms. So we got some olive oil going in the pan. We're gonna go ahead and add our onions in. This is about two whole sweet onions that we're using today. We're gonna get these guys started. We're gonna get them nice and brown. And then we're gonna add them right into the pan that we're gonna use for our au jus that we're gonna put right onto the big green egg and let all these flavors get happy together. Just gonna hit it with just a little bit of Killer Hogs AP today. Not going real heavy. We're gonna let these guys break down, caramelize a little bit, and then we'll put our mushrooms in. Okay, I'm gonna add just a little bit more of this olive oil to this pan. And then to the pan, we're gonna go ahead and add our baby Bella mushrooms. Now, this isn't traditionally with a French dip. This is a Big Daddy's French dip, so we're going with some mushrooms. We love mushrooms. Just gonna give them a little bit of seasoning. Let them start breaking down. You can already see we're getting some good caramelization on those onions. Probably another 5-10 minutes, these will be ready to go, and we'll show you the next step. Okay, so you can see our onions and our mushrooms have caramelized beautifully. What we're gonna do is, you can see some of these bits that are stuck to the bottom of our pan. What we're gonna do is, we got some beef stock here. We're gonna add probably maybe a half a cup to it. And we're just gonna try to get those bits off the bottom of that. So we're just gonna move this around. It's gonna pick up all that stuff on the bottom of that pan. And we're gonna transfer this into a half aluminum foil pan that we're gonna show you here in a second. And we're gonna show you how we're gonna build the rest of our jus for the French dip. Okay, so to start this jus, the first thing we're gonna do is, we got one 10-ounce can of Beef Consommé. Just gonna put it right here in the bottom of our aluminum foil pan. And then we also have one can 10-ounce French onion soup mix. We're gonna put that in, and to that I'm gonna add about 16 ounces of water to it. And we're just gonna mix this in a little bit. Just give it a quick stir, don't have to be anything special. Now we're gonna take all of our caramelized onions and our mushrooms, and we're going right into this mixture with them. Now we're gonna put this on the big green egg. It's running about 325. We do have a couple pieces of apple wood in there, just to add a little bit of flavor. This is gonna go on the bottom under the rack that's gonna cook our beef for the French dip. So we're gonna go ahead and get this on the egg. We're gonna bring our London broil out that we're using today for the French dip. We're gonna show you how we're gonna season that up. Okay, so the cut of beef that we're using today for this French dip sandwich is actually a London broil. You can see we sourced this from Patton's Meat in Duluth, Georgia. The thing is absolutely gorgeous. Not a lot of fat on it. Silver skin's completely off. This is how we bought it. This is about 4 pounds. We're going super simple on this thing today. We're gonna put a little olive oil on it, and we're gonna use some Killer Hogs AP. If you just wanted to use salt and pepper, that's fine too. If you wanted to use a bottom round for this, or an eye of round, that would work as well. But we're just gonna keep it simple. We're gonna use this London broil. We're gonna add a little bit of olive oil to the top. Just drizzle it across. We're gonna rub it in. We're gonna hit it with some of this AP. Just a little salt, pepper, and garlic. We'll flip this guy over, do the same thing. Again, our egg's running about 325. And we're gonna probably get this thing up to about 130, 135. We're gonna slice it up real nice and thin. Probably dip it right back in that jus before we build our sandwiches. So just gonna come across, try to give it a nice even coat. A little windy here today, so, but we're looking pretty good. We're gonna let this set here for about 10 minutes, and then we're gonna put it on the top rack over the jus in our smoker. Okay, so we're ready to put our London broil onto the pit. Again, if you don't have a rack that is similar to this, what you can always do is set a rack across the top of that foil pan and put the piece of meat right on top of it. I just want to catch all that drippings and get all that goodness into that juice that we're going to use to dip this sandwich in. So we're going to let this go. We'll probably check it in probably about 45 minutes, see where we're at. We're shooting again for about 130, 135, good medium on it. And we'll check back here in about a half hour. Okay, so we're about 45 minutes into this. You can see that thing is looking pretty. We're gonna get a reading on it. See right there where we're at, 116, 115. So we got a little bit to go yet. We are gonna reverse sear this, so once we get it right at about temperature, I'm gonna put it right over top of the hot coals down here, and we're gonna finish it off, put a nice crust on it. So I'm just gonna give these a quick stir. You see, man, that is looking good. Smells wonderful. Probably ain't gonna be but maybe another half hour we'll be done with this. Okay, we have reached temperature on this London broil, but what I still want to do is I'm going to do a reverse sear on it. So I'm going to pick these guys up, just set it over here, right there on the cutting board, and then I'm going to glove this other hand real quick and get this au jus off. We're going to set this off to the side. Then I'm going to get this meat right back on there. And we're going to sear both sides, pull it off. I'm going to slice this up real thin and start building some sandwiches. Okay, we're going to roll this London broil over. Gonna give it a little sear on this side just for a couple minutes. We're gonna pull it out, slice her up. Okay, we got this thing seared up. We're gonna pull it off, put it on our cutting board. Let this thing rest for about 10 minutes or so. You can see that thing is beautiful. We're going to put that au jus back on there. Make sure we keep it good and hot. We're going to let this rest, and we'll slice it up real thin and show you how we're going to build a sandwich. Okay, so we have this London broil done. Again, we took it to about 130, reverse seared it. We're going to go ahead and cut this thing against the grain. You can see our grains are moving this way, so we want to cut against it. Just give it a slice here. See? Oh yeah, nice and juicy. Now we're just going to make real thin slices with this, as thin as we can. Don't have to be perfect. It's almost like you're shaving it. Today we're going to build our sandwich with we're actually using mozzarella cheese for our sandwich today. Okay, so what we're going to do is we got enough sliced here, we believe, for one sandwich. So we're just going to cut down through here. Slice them again in half, and I'm going to stick these guys right here back in this hot jus. Let it suck up some more of that flavor. Okay, so we're going to toast up a nice baguette here to build our French dip sandwich. Just gonna put a little bit of butter on this guy. We're not using any horseradish sauce or anything for this sandwich. That's kind of traditional. We're sticking with straight meat, the juice, some of those onions, and some mushrooms. So we're gonna put these on here, just give them a quick toast. Okay, so we got our buns here nice and toasted. We're gonna pull some of this meat out of here. Build us a nice big old Sammy. Pile that meat on. It smells amazing. Get some of those onions mixed in there with it. Got a couple more pieces here for this end. Onions and mushrooms to put over top of it. Oh yeah. Put a couple slices of mozzarella cheese on top. Just like that. Okay, so we threw this baby back on real quick just to get a little bit more melt action on that cheese. We're going to go ahead, we're going to split it right in half. Okay, so we got our French dip sandwich built. We got our Au Jus. We're going to go ahead and give this baby a try. Of course, you got to dip it, right? So we're going to put this baby in there. Okay, so we got our dip. We're going to give it a try here. Took too big a bite. Great flavor on that beef, those onions, the mushrooms, excellent. Great recipe, man. You got to give this a try. Make sure you hit like, follow, and hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time at Big Daddy's Barbecue Pit. Oh yeah.